Hi, I'm Timmy with the Great Mississippi Tea Company. I'm so glad that you've gotten our tea, and I hope that you enjoy it. We've worked very hard on making sure that you and our customers enjoy our tea as much as possible. And please feel free to reach out to us and buy our teas. You can check on our website, and it has a list of all of those there. And please feel free to give us a call or anything else, and we hope you enjoy your tea. The Great Mississippi Tea Company generally is a tea farm. Even though we only have 7.5 acres, we're still the second largest farm of the United States. We were the first one in Mississippi, but we're so much more than that. We're a research station. We're also a spot where we're trying to make a model that will go around the world. As labor markets get higher, more people are going to need to be able to move away from plantation systems and actually be able to grow tea sustainably without a labor market that's so cheap. We got into tea basically not wanting cattle. This is basically what happened. We ran across Charleston Tea Farm and learned the growing conditions and everything of tea and decided that it was a pretty good fit for Mississippi. So we decided to buy some plants, plant them in the yard, see if we could even keep them alive. And then when we had 3 of those original plants at the end of our year, actually, we decided to give it a shot. This up here is our nursery area. Most of the time this is completely full, but we have done planting already this year. What's left in here are cuttings. Most of what we do is actually by seed. Cuttings we only do for plants of interest or if we need more of a specific plant. And then the other ones that we have that finish out this and that are all in the gallon-sized pots and everything are another set of cuttings of a plant that actually was ready within 4 years to start harvesting instead of 5. So our very first field, we found out that it grows very quickly here during the middle of our summer. So we needed to slow their growth down because they were growing so fast they didn't have enough time to send nutrients from the roots to the tips. So that's why all the trees are over here now. So these are honey locusts. They're natives, but they're also in the legume family. So they don't take nitrogen out of the soil, they pull it out of the air. So much better planting for us. And we have it set to where if for some reason the shade is too deep, we can come in and pull out a line of trees and plant a new row of tea. So it's perfectly spaced out for that. We try to do everything ethically. We're completely transparent. If you ask us a question, we're gonna give you the answer. We're not gonna lie to you about it. I am always more than happy to explain anything to anybody. And if there's something that you wanna know, just ask. We think everything should be out in the open. If we use something, we're gonna tell you. So for 3 years, we do use a very mild herbicide. We use it at about 1 ounce per gallon. We use backpack sprayers to spray it, spray down low, keep it off the plants the best we can. We could actually use about 2.5 to 3 ounces per gallon, spray right over the top of them and never hurt them. We just prefer not to. Mississippi State also does threshold tests for us to where they've actually taken leaf, checked it, make sure that there's what's in there and everything else, and we've never had anything up tip. After this point, it's 2 more years before we ever start to harvest, and we don't use any of that herbicide around them during that 2 years. So it's completely gone by the time we actually start to harvest. Pesticides don't get used at all. Tea is not native to the United States. Therefore, the bugs and the diseases that exist around the world do not exist here currently. So when it comes to making tea, it depends on what you take off the plant and then what you do in the processing. So every tea can be made from every plant. Now, around the world, green tea is 2 leaves in a bud. So just 1, 2 in the bud. A bud is just an unfurled leaf. It'll open up, new bud will form, and it'll continue to grow up and up and up that way. Around the world, black tea is the same standard. However, ours goes down 1 more leaf. So we do 3 leaves in a bud for our black tea. And that is because starting in this leaf tends to be chemicals that are a little sweeter and a more floral. And we wanted that in our black tea. Yellow, same plucking standard. And then oolongs can actually go all the way down to 6. We are one of 3 in the entire world that make yellow tea. China is the largest, we are the 2nd largest, and then there's a small place in Korea that makes it as well, which never leaves Korea. Most people have never had yellow tea, never heard of yellow tea, have no conception of yellow tea, and there's good reason for that. So yellow tea started in China. It was pan-fired just like they do their green, but then they will wrap it up in a cloth very tightly, set it in a box, and allow it to sweat. Now, yellow tea does actually ferment, so it needs to stay warm. So they will pull it out, unwrap it, reheat it, rewrap it, reset it to the side. And they will do that over and over and over for 5 to 7 days. We do it a little different. So we actually use a sous vide system. So we vacuum seal our yellow tea, and then we actually put it into the sous vide to do what's called the Kilgreen step, which is just like you would pan fire it or steam it, but we use the sous vide to do it. And then it's going to come out of the sous vide, and we're going to drop the temperature down, put the bags back into the sous vides, and they're going to sit there for 5 days. After that 5-day process, we're actually going to pull them out, cut them open, and then let them breathe on some trays for about 5 hours, which will get rid of the lactic acid. And then it's about 20 minutes of rolling after that, and then off to the dryer. My favorite part of tea, I think, is kind of the camaraderie that happens when you're drinking tea. It's always a nice conversation. It's something that people actually can use as like a starter, an icebreaker, as you will, to actually get talking and everything else with complete strangers that they've never met in their life. But over a cup of tea, it's like they're old friends. I guess one of the things that kind of makes us special is as more people get in, we are very happy to share information and try to help them be successful. A lot of people think that's strange. They're like, oh, well, why are you helping your competition? And it's like, well, because we don't see them as competition. We see them as a partner, you know, in the industry. And when they do better, we do better. We really would like for tea to really take off in the United States. The more of us there are, the better off. More places to grow, more variation in teas. Everybody in the industry benefits. Even somebody started a farm down the road from us, their tea's not going to taste the same. There's so many different variations from farm to farm that tea everywhere in the United States would be great.
Hi, my name is Chase and I'm the head of operations at the Tea Workshop. We just wanted to say thank you for being a part of our network and everything we do. We are able to do everything we do because of people like you. Because you are part of this network, we are able to go to the farm, we are able to tell the story of the farmers, and we are able to bring more tea into the world. And that's really special. If you have any feedback for us, or concerns, or issues, please DM us, please email us. We really want to help and make this a great experience, and we really want to keep just throwing as much value as we can at you. So thank you very much for everything, and we hope to see you next month.